It's week 2 of the high school football season on KSL Sports Rewind, and tonight's action takes us here to Jordan High School as the Beetdiggers welcome Summit Academy. The Bears and Beetdiggers both looking for win number 1 on the season as week 2 set to get underway right now. Hello everyone, JT Wistersill, Tucker Bass by my side. Tucker, 2 teams motivated to get a win this evening.
Yeah, definitely motivated. I think Summit Academy, especially with the letdown they had in the 4th period of their last game, against Logan, there was a lot of youth is what we were told from Coach, and he thinks that played a huge factor down the stretch, not being in a close game like that, and we'll see if they can fix those woes and come out on fire tonight like they did last week.
The Beetdiggers got beat soundly, although the game was closer than the final score indicated. Jordan in it, Summit Academy let a win slip through their fingertips. Who will come out on top? We're about to find out as we get action underway with a skin science kickoff here on KSL Sports Rewind. This one will be returnable for the Beetdiggers. It'll be Ewing who's dragged down just past the 20 there. So we'll get our first look at this Beetdigger offense that just has to do a better job of the little things here.
Yeah, obviously, Coach said there's a huge need to start quicker. My 3 keys to the game so far is just find a way to score early, because that's one thing they lacked considerably in that first matchup. Slow down Summit's passing attack, and really just keep the close game in the second half, because we saw from the Grizzlies, they kept that thing close. They were to come away with the victory against this Summit Academy Bears team.
Handoff inside the first play, and not much there. Bears defense with a strong start.
Yeah, I expect this front end of the Summit defense with the amazing coaching staff they have and Paul Soliai. I expect them to be extremely stout here tonight. That was Fanoa on his first stop of the evening. His name's going to be called quite a bit tonight, JT.
Sterling Osler gets to start here. Second time he started. 9 for 19 last week, 64 yards and an interception. Faces 2nd and 11. Drop back pass, quick throw to the outside. It's broken up. Great speed outside by the Bears.
Yeah, greatly timed there. Drew really able to cut that route off, nearly picked it off, could have run that back for 6. So a very costly throw, very difficult throw, especially from that other hash to throw that crossfield to the near sideline. That's a long throw. You need a lot of arm talent to be able to make that.
Yeah, Drew Sulioff, who able to make that break up there. We saw him a lot last week at Summit Academy. Looks like we got some whistles here. Just week 2 of the season, so everyone getting settled in here. We do have our play clock up, so that'll be nice to keep an eye on things of that sort tonight. Just a short trip here for Summit Academy, who, of course, didn't even get to play on their home field last week. They were the designated home team, but at Juan Diego, as their field still under construction. In fact, as of the last time we talked to them last week, that was only their 2nd day on a field with lines, and it was their first game of the season, Tucker.
Exactly, yeah. From every single coach that we've been able to talk to from Summit Academy, they've explained how fun it is to be on a field again, especially on Friday nights under the lights. There's nowhere else they'd rather be than on a football field, so I'm happy that they're able to play with Lions this week.
11:30 to go here. Long discussion right now. I'm not sure if the play clock is having issues or exactly what is holding us up. People are looking towards the scores table, or the press box, excuse me. Oh, there's a drone over the field, and that is a big no-no. Cannot have a drone flying over the field, because obviously if that pass ends up getting deflected by the drone, you can't have that happen. So we need someone to...
If that's your drone above the field, please remove it immediately.
Yeah, as you guys can hear loud and clear right there, someone has a drone, and they, instead of removing it, they tried to take it higher. Now they're flying it off the field, so you get a little everything.
As far as I'm aware, from Summit Academy, JT, they said it's completely legal. That's actually their drone. They had a little back and forth between the refereeing crew. I was talking to Curtis Reese about it. He also said that they had about 32, 34 flags they threw last week, so he's expecting another game of a lot of stoppages.
And we had another whistle. I think this one is going to be on a false start, so not an ideal start for the Beetdiggers here. Head coach Marcus Albertson, we got to talk with him earlier today, and he's just got a very young team, and that's something both these teams have in common, is youth, and not surprisingly, that ended up costing them both last week, too, Tucker.
Yeah, he also mentioned a lot on third down, how hard it was for them to get off the field. They were 3 of 14 on third downs, and the average yards per third was 7.
Yeah, third and forever. Pressure is on, and that's going to be a sack. What a start for the Bears as it's a party in the backfield.
Yeah, quickly back there is going to be number 9, Caleb Fa'atoa. This defensive line has a lot of speed. I don't care about the youth that you see maybe on the roster sheet, but these guys play like they are very experienced, they're very fast, very quick to the ball, and a great first 3 and out for the Summit Bears defense.
Yeah, 3 and out there. Great pressure that time. Summit Academy's defense great through 3 quarters last week and then allowed the 22 in the 4th. A deep punt here. Bears won't get after it, but they're still going to end up with pretty favorable field position, although a great bounce is going to take this one past the 50. And they'll end up stopping it right at the 45 of Summit Academy. So how about the bounce?
Yeah, Remy Kramer there getting the kicker's bounce for sure. I'm just really excited to see what's going to come out of Rigby Young tonight. I think he accounted for something close to 78–80% of the Summit Academy Bears offense last week. So he's obviously going to be heavily involved. But I was talking to Coach Zach Moss prior to the game, and he said they love the fact that he's capable of that much, but they want to see a few more guys contribute this evening, and he believes that that will result in a win for the Summit Academy Bears football team.
10-21 here. They'll keep it here. Young put the offense on his back last week, and look for his legs here. Gets a modest gain of about 7 on the keeper.
Yeah, quick decision. That's an RPO. One thing that I heard the Jordan Beetdiggers coach mention prior to the game is the fact that they run a lot of RPOs, and he was under the belief that a lot of their offensive linemen were actually carrying downfield a little bit too far. So maybe something to watch out for so far tonight. That looked textbook right there, if you ask me.
Under 10 to go in the opening quarter. Young will give it this time. And Fonua did not get much. In fact, it's a gain of nothing. How about the Beetdiggers interior stepping up after getting gashed on the initial run?
Yeah, the big man, Robbie Malley. The beast in the middle, able to fill the gap, make the tackle. Brings up a third down. It's very manageable here for Young. You could go either way, run or pass. But I believe they got to get Fanoa involved quite a bit more for this offense to be successful. That's kind of what they lost towards the end of last week.
Beckham Meredith, the name to watch at the top of your screen, had 157 receiving yards on 8 catches. It looks like they're going to air it out to him here. Meredith not open. Eventually, they'll try to force it, and that's a pick. It's picked off. The Beetdiggers are heading the other way with it. Inside the 10, dragged down, but able to hold on to the ball is Shane Shalosky. Wow. Or excuse me, that is Kais, Tanner Kais with the pick. Wow, what a play.
Yeah, just a great cut onto that football. Honestly, I'm not sure why Rigby Young wanted to throw that. There was nobody in the vicinity. I know he wanted to get it to Young, but he was probably 10 yards back. Very difficult throw to make. You'd like to see the young quarterback maybe throw that away out of bounds. Unfortunately, it results in a turnover. And now, inside the 10-yard line, the Jordan Beetdiggers have a fantastic opportunity to take the first lead of this ballgame.
So great starting field position for a Beetdiggers offense that was shut out last week. The keeper inside. Ulster gained maybe a yard.
Osler holds on to the ball.
Osler, excuse me.
Yeah, Osler's very shifty, so he's going to run the football quite a bit. It may be similar to what they saw last week against the Grizzlies, so let's see if this defense can keep him contained inside the pocket and make him one-dimensional.
Osler looks to the right, pumps, tries to step up, and actually going to gain a few yards, but not much more. Once again, Bears bringing them down, a bevy of them.
Scrambles for a few yards, down to the 4-yard line.
Yeah, this Bears defense played great, like we mentioned a couple times, through 3 quarters. Now they just got to stiffen up 2 more times here. make sure they don't get in the end zone. You can allow maybe that field goal, maybe 3 points. I would still count that as a victory considering what happened after that turnover, bringing it all the way down inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, a huge tackle, a touchdown-saving tackle was made there to keep the Beetdiggers out of the end zone. Brighton Cumpin is the back, had just 26 yards last week. He gets it here. Cumpin trying to turn the corner inside. He's stopped. So a decision time for Jordan here. We'll see what they look to do, and it appears they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, Bear Huntsman there on the stop. This front end of this Summit Academy Bears defense is very strong. They're extremely deep, extremely young, but quick, and they recognize the play well. Paul Soleil has done a fantastic job so far on this possession, keeping them out of the end zone and forcing the field goal.
Nice little chip shot here. It'll be just a 20-yarder for Remy Kramer. High snap. Kick is no good. Summit Academy, the Bears with their backs against the wall, toughen up and allow nothing.
Hey man, in high school football with the kicker, you never know what's going to happen. Unfortunately, there's a miss there for the Beetdiggers. But how about that stop from the Summit Academy Bears defense? Huge stop. That is going to pay dividends throughout the rest of this ball game and bring belief to that side of the football.
I'll move it up a little bit here too, so might have been some extracurricular activities after that last play. So Young,
I think because he kicked it out of the end zone, that results in a touchback technically, so they get it at the 20-yard line.
Fonua trying to turn the corner, and a strong gain on first down. In fact, he's got a first down here.
Fonua keeps the ball.
Yeah, they like to get Fonua out in space. He's so fast, so shifty, but he's also a big bruising back. So I was told prior to the game that they're also going to use him between the tackles a little bit, but use him a lot more.
Maybe 10,
completely healthy this week.
But enough for a first down for the Bears.
You're going to hear his name quite a bit.
First and 10 with 7:04 to go in the opening quarter here. Fonua feeding him inside, spins off a tackle. Now limit him to 3 yards here. He was a big key in last week's game, but credit that Grizzlies defense. They really contained him for the majority of the game.
Yeah, I think he was tough to figure out early on, so we're going to see if Jordan maybe has the same ability to do so. You know, their defense struggled nearly throughout their entire ball game. I believe they allowed a score in every single quarter, so if they can continue this type of prowess defensively, they should also gain some confidence against the Summit Academy Bears offense.
2nd and 6 here. Young with time downfield. It's Holden. What a grab. That's a big gainer. Afu making it happen.
Yeah, Afu's one of his favorite targets. We've mentioned that name quite a bit so far this season. You run that guy right down the seam. He's extremely tall, able to get over the top of that free safety on that far side and come down with an amazing grab.
Inside, Fonua full steam ahead. His second first down run of the drive.
Yeah, you can tell this offense has a ton of confidence right now. That offensive line's getting a lot of push. They're able to protect for Rigby Young, and he looks extremely comfortable out there in the pocket as well.
Great start for Summit Academy. They did score one first quarter touchdown. Fonua can't get through the tackle that time. Nice stop is made by Kais, who had the interception.
Met by number 11, Kais.
Yeah, Kais seems to be all over the field so far this first period. Definitely a name to watch out for. Coach mentioned in our call pre-game to him that we were going to be calling his name a lot. And I believe he plays both sides.
Yes, he does. A lot of players do as well, including Osler, the quarterback. You don't always see that.
Yeah, I think he's back there in that safety position. Might have been the one that made the defensive play there on Afu, unable to break up the pass, but now we got a second down here.
5:18 to go. Young gonna run. Inside, Young gets a first before getting smacked, and we got a flag down. Very well could be a hold here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the call's gonna be. Looks like it may be a hold. Great play design. Obviously, quarterback run all the way, wanted him to get up the middle, was able to bust it outside that right tackle and gain significant yardage. But unfortunately, as you guys can hear, that's a very, very loud PA announcer there.
Yes.
And, yeah, that play's coming back.
Yeah, it's a long time to ask the offensive line to hold up, and you're going to see a hold there, so some negative momentum. This is what we saw last week. Summit Academy scored 8 on their lone touchdown drive for the first 3 quarters, and they were able to cash in later in the game, but obviously miscues plagued them in a big way throughout the contest.
Yeah, you mentioned miscues, but you know, the one common theme for the Summit Academy Bears team this week has been finish, finish, finish. So even at a long second down here, we'll see if they can finish this drive in the end zone.
Quick little pitch this time. Beetdiggers trying to turn the corner, and he's still on his feet. Nope, now wrestled down, and another penalty flag is going to come in. Bears definitely hoping this one is on the Beetdiggers, or else they're going backwards yet again.
Another flag down on the play.
Yeah, let's see what white hat Curtis Reese has to tell us now.
Scoreless here in quarter number 1. Beetdiggers the pick, but no points, even though they got inside the 10. Summit Academy trying to strike first here, and a personal foul.
Yeah, obviously a first down there for Summit Academy. Big mental mistake. Again, both teams have a lot of youth. This is a common theme for both teams throughout the first 2 weeks. And as you mentioned, shooting themselves in the foot because they could have had, you know, second and a mile. Now it's first down and 10 inside the 20, now in the red zone, and you're going to give these guys a lot more confidence.
Yeah, pick this drive up at the 13 here. Young, quick throw, looking end zone. It's hauled in. Who else but the man himself? Beckham Meredith with his second touchdown of the season.
Touchdown for the Bears.
Yeah, I believe that's his 3rd touchdown of the season. I think he had 2
Yes,
in
you're
game
right.
1. Yeah, Beckham Meredith is by far one of the best wideouts in the state, and you continue to see why. He created separation so easily against that corner, got lost, you know, had that little hesitation move, able to get by, but looks like there's another flag down, so that might be coming back.
After the play on Sportsman on the offense, it'll be assessed on the kickoff.
So the touchdown's going to stand, JT.
Summit Academy converted a 2-point conversion last week. We'll see what they look to do here. They're thinking field goal or touchdown right now.
You know, fortunately, JT, I think they're going to be kicking this one. They got their kicker back this week. He was on a cruise last week and unable to make the game. So he is back now, and they have full trust in this guy to be able to make 45-yard field goals. So I expect this one to go right through the uprights.
And Jaden Dean on to attempt it. Actually, Mortensen, excuse me. And it's blocked. Special teams not ideal, but the Summit Academy offense is. Bears lead at 6-0 on KSL Sports Rewind.
If you're ready to turn your passion for beauty into a career, choose the school setting the standard. At Skin Science Institute, you'll learn in a beautiful, state-of-the-art facility with more advanced treatment training than any other aesthetic school in Utah. Our industry-leading curriculum provides advanced, hands-on training with real clients using the latest technology in a clinical learning environment. Parents can feel confident in a nationally accredited program committed to student success. Skin Science Institute, where your future begins.
Welcome back in to KSL Sports Rewind. A great start for Summit Academy as they lead 6-0 here as we get ready for another Skin Science kickoff.
Yeah, Skin Science, thank you for sponsoring tonight's game, Skin Science Institute.
Takes a bounce that's not favorable for Jordan. It's not going to reach the end zone. They'll eventually get to it. It'll be Ewing, and Ewing is swung down quickly. Nice stop made on special teams by Deegan Roper.
Ewing brings the kick out to the
Yeah, I think that was Horner on the tackle. A nice job to get downfield.
That's where the Beetdiggers will start.
Unfortunately,
The
that thing
drive
just
at 1st and 10.
kept bouncing around like a hot potato, not able to corral that one. And not so favorable field position to start this drive for the Beetdiggers.
So 6-0 with 4:19 to go here as Summit Academy and Jordan face off in week 2 of the high school football season. KSL Sports Rewind, your home for all the action. We got the Red Zone show. We got tons of games streaming. Going to be a great season here. A lot of chaos in the backfield. Eventually it's going to be a handoff, and this is going to be a nice gain pushed out along the sideline is going to be Cumpin.
Yeah, Cumpin's going to be mentioned quite a bit tonight. A big bruising back, but he also has a lot of speed as you're able to see him get outside the tackle and pick up that first down.
To the 29-yard line.
Yeah, mentioned those 26 yards for him last week. He's already approaching that number here on just 2 drives so far. A young Jordan team facing a young but very formidable Summit Academy Bears squad. The give again inside. This time the Bears not giving an inch. In fact, they'll lose 2 yards, the Beetdiggers will, as this time the give went to Seth Melton.
Yeah, Traystar, the first guy in the backfield. We mentioned his name quite a bit last week as well. Probably one of the best D linemen in this game, right defensive end. He's going to be mentioned a lot, but his speed and agility, he's also a basketball player, so that's going to be on stage tonight.
Ulster drops back, slings it, and it's picked off. A great interception. Suluafu has it. Charging ahead, spun down inside the 20. 1 pick for the Beetdiggers, 1 for Summit Academy, and now they're on the doorstep of another touchdown.
Yeah, great job by Suliafu to, break off that route, get the interception, nearly getting close to the end zone, obviously the red zone. But one thing Summit Academy wasn't able to do last week was convert turnovers into points. So we'll see if this week they can do what that big theme was from Coach Young and finish this drive, get in the end zone, give yourself a little bit more comfortability on that scoreboard.
Suliafu had the big pass breakup on the first Beetdiggers drive, and this one, he turns it over. It's another interception for Jordan. Their second of the season inside. Nice carry. Fonua nearly has another first down. Seems like there's a big emphasis to feed him, and he's rewarding his coaches.
Yeah, exactly. I think they got a little bit away from their game plan last week, and they've gone back to it, and it's working dividends for them so far in this ball game. So great job there by Fanoa, pardon me. He's a great experienced back, obviously transferred from Brighton High School as well.
Yeah, Lehigh, he's done tremendous job since coming over here. 3:03 to go, just outside the 10. Young, looking end zone, is thrown. Afu is tackled. Nice play by Melton.
That's one thing I've been really impressed with Young is his accuracy, whether it's, a throw all the way to the sidelines, a throw down the seam as we saw him hit on an amazing connection to Afu early on. But, Rigby Young has a fantastic arm for a sophomore.
That's enough for a first down for the Bears.
A little more size coming on here. Co's the back. He had a big gain in the second half and really came alive in the second half too. Look for him to get the ball coming up here on 1st and 9 it'll still be. Just enough for a first down on that last pass. And good decision by Young to burn a timeout. We'll take 1-2. Summit Academy leads 6-0, but they're on the doorstep of scoring yet again.
You never know how life's best adventures might begin. Our closest friends can often come by surprise. Our favorite memories are shaped by the experiences we share. Our brightest moments happen when someone believes in us. See yourself in a brilliant future at Weber State.
Hi, I'm Chase, and this is my story.
Chase travels the country playing competitive hockey.
I can learn here. Here. I can even learn here.
Train anywhere, from the ice to the books. Utah Online School surrounds students with a team that helps them strive, grow, and compete at their highest level.
Welcome back into KSL Sports Rewind. Quick timeout from Summit Academy. Fonua forges ahead inside the 5, and it'll be stopped at the 2. Look at this Bears offense rolling.
Yeah, I love the fact that they're using him through, in between the tackles. Last week, second part of the game, we saw him get outside quite often. But, you know, running north and south is what Fonua does best, and nearly lowered his pad level enough to get all the way into the end zone.
A minute 50 to go in the opening quarter. Summit Academy looking to take a 2-touchdown lead. They only scored 8 points in the last quarter, in the last first half they played. Inside, CO's got it, trying the hurdle inside. Touchdown, Bears. Wow, the big man goes vertical for the score.
Man, I love it. The old wing T offense. Brings CO in motion, gets into the end zone. However, another flag again after the play. So we're going to see what this is.
Yeah, Summit Academy fired up their scoring, but it looks like once again, this might be for excessive celebration. Well, we'll see what the call comes in here. Whenever the refs call it in, the mic has been very overwhelming so far, so should be able to hear it loud and clear. It is going to go on Summit Academy, as he said. I think it's the second time they've just got a little extra with the celebration. Touchdown's going to stand, though. So it is going to be 13 or 12 to nothing at the moment because we had the missed extra point last time. Last PAT was a miss.
So no flag there, JT.
Oh, they did wave it off. Okay.
Just confusion.
Still week 2, as we mentioned.
Well, they blocked it last time, so we'll see if they can do the same thing now.
Mortensen looking to put his first one through of the season. And this one will be blocked too. So Summit Academy off to a strong start. Less said about their PAT game, the better, but it's 12-0 on KSL Sports. When we come back, we'll see if the Beetdiggers can get rolling on offense.
So now he decides to exercise. Yes, this was the best angle.
Oh, life can get a little messy.
No way. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Best day ever.
Some taps create chaos.
No.
Tap Spend gives you 1% cash back when you spend and 2.75% APY when you don't. Tap responsibly. Visit tapbank.com.
Welcome back in on KSL Sports Rewind. And what a start for Summit Academy, Tucker.
Yeah, been a fantastic start, but we'd also like to thank Tab Bank. Tab Bank, home of the Tab Spend Rewards checking account with a 2.75% annual percentage yield on your account balance and a 1% cash back on eligible purchases. Tap responsibly. Visit tabbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC. So thank you, Tab Bank. You know, we've seen this offense from Summit Academy so far be pretty dominant, be able to do whatever they want to do. Some penalties have held them back, but all thus, 12-0 on the scoreboard.
It's another Skin Science Institute kickoff coming up here, and another unnecessary roughness, or I believe, or maybe excessive celebration. Either way, that's what has Summit Academy having to go back even further. Once again, it'll be Ewing tasked with the return. Ewing full speed ahead, and whoa, big tackle. Laying the thunder stick that time is Lucas Denos.
Yeah, Denos laying the wood, finally having a wide open opportunity on a ball carrier, and a great tackle in the open field. Great starting field position for the Beetdiggers. Unlike their last possession where they started inside the 15-yard line, we'll see if this kind of helps them have some momentum moving forward.
Cloudy evening here in Sandy, Utah. Got the sun, won't be much of a factor the rest of the way, and it'll be a great night for football. We have Jordan fans, Summit Academy fans out, and we appreciate all of you tuning in on KSL Sports Rewind. Osler drops back, tries to get it out quickly, ends up being hauled in by Melton, and he's pushed out after a first down. Some positive momentum for the Beetdiggers, and that was actually Tibbetts, the backup quarterback, who caught that one.
Yeah, Tibbetts, a great athlete himself. Great route run on the near side. He was able to break off and beat two Summit defenders to that ball and pick up that first down.
He'll go through the air again. Oh no, might be a delayed run. Osler stretches it out and gains about 4. Nice tackle that time by CO.
Scrambles for a few yards.
Yeah, we've now mentioned CO's name a couple times. Once offensively with the touchdown, once defensively with the defensive stop there, and
brings up
let everybody know this kid's a freshman. You see his body size, his talent and ability, and he still has a lot of time left to learn and develop under a star-studded coaching cast as well.
2nd and 7. They'll go to the ground game here, and there is not much. First in the backfield that time was Finn, who had a big game last week too.
Yeah, it's going to be a loss of 2 or 3. So a very long third down, obvious passing situation here. You expect him to go to his favorite guy so far, Tippett. But we could also see Ziggy Zwollen involved.
9 to go.
He had a few catches last week as well.
Finn Alcatoa makes it 3rd and 9. Osler, pressure in his face right away. He's going to try to get it with the legs, and the Bears hit him shy of the first down. He's short by about 2 yards. A decision for the Beetdiggers here, and trailing 12-0, they're going to take this decision into the second quarter. It's all Bears early, 12-0, but the Beetdiggers are driving, and you're watching KSL Sports Rewind.
That's the end of the quarter.
It's in the thrill of starting strong, making gains. It's the real connections in between. It's in the satisfaction of being on the move. That brilliant feeling of getting somewhere.
Hi, I'm Mila. This is my story. I learn anywhere with Utah Online School. I live in Utah, and sometimes I live in Washington, D.C. I go to museums, monuments, and learn history. They are my classroom.
Utah Online School surrounds students with a team that helps them strive, grow, and compete at their highest level.
I can learn anywhere.
Utah Online School, built for focus, powered by support. Visit utahonline.org today.
4th down and 3 is how we begin quarter number 2. All Bears early. Beetdiggers looking for the necessary yardage. It's a quarterback keeper, and that's not going to be enough. Osler is stopped, and Summit Academy will force the turnover on downs, Tucker.
Yeah, that's going to be the second turnover on downs thus far for the Summit Academy defense. They're doing an excellent job at the point of attack at that line of scrimmage and not allowing any push from the offensive line of the Beetdiggers.
The Bears will take over.
One thing too, JT,
going the other direction from the 40-yard
my
line.
keys for Academy to win this game was for them to finish the game. Obviously, a 21-3 lead up until the 4th quarter last week, until Logan, turned that one into a loss. Get Young and Meredith going early. They've been able to do that. See if they can continue to do that on this drive. But then again, don't overlook this Jordan Beetdiggers ball club. And again, throughout that first period, they've been able to do just that. So it's looking very good for the Bears offense.
Young looks deep. No one there. In fact, it's a pick. And it's the opposite quarterback. Osler, QB on QB crime, and we're trading turnovers here at Sandy.
Hey, man, who can read a quarterback better than a quarterback, right? Osler watching the eyes of Rigby Young, able to get across field from the safety position, get an interception, and give his ball club another opportunity to go down and score. There was a couple of guys that were open. Just unfortunately, Rigby Young severely overthrew that football, and Osler was there for the thievery.
And Young with another mistake there is just those experience and those turnovers. Still learning from early on, and just crazy to see the other quarterback take it back. Inside the give. Nice gain for the Beetdiggers, looking to bring back that positive momentum. Did get it over midfield, just need to get it in the end zone this trip.
Also gives to Melton up the middle. Gain of 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7 to go.
Yeah, Melton, one of the few seniors, did a nice job on that play to gain some yards and make it a manageable 2nd down for the Beetdiggers.
What an action-packed opening minute of this 2nd quarter we've had, and that one will be fumbled a little bit outside the intended hands of Tibbetts.
Yeah, very close to a backward pass there, JT. Could have gone either way, but obviously called incomplete. I like what the Summit defender did there on the far side. He still picked up that ball just in case it was live. It means they're learning good mechanics over there in Summit Academy.
Still the opening minute of this 2nd quarter. 11:09 to go. Jordan faces a 3rd and about 7. Osler rolling to the right, slings it, has a man, it's caught. Beetdiggers in business. Brought down there is Ziggy Zwollen.
Yeah, Zwollen, you know, I mentioned him a little bit earlier. He's probably the 2nd guy on the depth chart in terms of who's going to get the ball most frequently. Great job sitting down in the zone of that defense, and a good job moving the pocket. When you give a quarterback the ability to get outside, he can see downfield a little bit better. Saw wide open Zwollen and made the completion.
Jordan offense looking to stay hot. It's another deep shot, and it's hot! Caught, oh my goodness. Feed the hot hand right now. Zwollen is doing it. Oh my goodness, what a catch.
Yeah, how athletic was that? Looking like Odell Beckham Jr. out there on that far sideline. Again, Zwollen, they're just going to him. Feed the hot hand, just like you said. Great throw from Osler. Great job to high point that ball by Zwollen.
Zwollen with the 2 big gains to put the Beetdiggers in business. Osler under pressure, rolling, looking, gonna try to run. No, he threw it late, and it's caught. Some Beetdigger magic there as Isaac Robles hauls in a 1st down.
You know, I feel like if it was Sunday, we'd be talking about Mahomes. That was Mahomes-esque, throwing across his body, finding a wide open receiver and moving the chains.
Osler, a young but talented quarterback, and we're seeing that on display right now.
Hey, credit this Beetdiggers ball club. They got down 12 early, but they're continuing to battle back and have an extremely good option to score here.
Osler to the right, waiting, looking, throwing, incomplete. There's a flag down anyways, though. This one could likely go against the offense of the Beetdiggers. The emphasis for Jordan offensively was getting a better push up front. They've had some okay runs, but obviously the best plays of the day have been the pass game, and Zwollen has been a man amongst boys this drive.
Yeah, and it's been getting this offensive line to give him some time in that protection. Last week they had a lot of breakdowns, which didn't give him nearly any time to throw downfield. That's why he was under 100 passing yards on the night. And so far this evening, their offensive line has looked much improved from last week.
10 yards.
Under 10 to go in our 1st half. It's going to be 1st and 20. That's the dreaded hold you get on 1st down. Makes it 1st and a very long way to go. But it doesn't feel like that long with the way Osler's been slinging it on this drive. Over the middle of the field, nice catch is made. Tibbetts, the outstretched arms for a gain of about 7.
Yeah, I mean, talking to Coach in our phone call pregame, I believe he actually mentioned, even though Tippett is small, he is probably the least afraid to go across the middle and make a catch. You saw that there, hit right as he made contact with the ball, able to reel that in and make it a little bit more manageable here on second down.
Backup quarterbacks, you don't always see him have another role in the offense. Utah likes to use Bert Ficklin, the backup for Dampier. We see Tippett get active here early. Pressure in the face quickly, trying to set up a screen. Ends up being brought in, but not much after. Summit Academy was ready for Tibbetts to get it yet again.
Yeah, it looked like Ian Hall stayed home, contained his position. Nothing doing there on the middle screen for the Beetdiggers. Nice play design, good patience, but just better defense from the Bears.
Brings up third down and about 18 to go.
Coach Albertson said he wanted his team to limit mistakes. The latest mistake has made it 3rd and 18 here. Osler with time, steps up, looks downfield, throws across his body. It's juggled and caught. Oh, what a grab. And who else but the man himself. Ziggy Zwollen's doing it all for the Beetdiggers offense.
Yeah, I believe that's Zwollen's 4th catch thus far on the ball game. He's probably somewhere close to, 60 yards on the night and just continue to feed the man. Looks like there is a stoppage, though. We'll see what this one's about, JT.
I did think he caught it. As you can see, he sat down there, bobbled it for a moment, then was able to secure the catch, which will move the chains on 3rd and 18. Although there is, I believe it'll move the chains. They actually haven't moved yet.
Yeah,
it was close. It was just short.
He was just short.
Yeah.
Just short. I think he was sat down at about the 3-yard line, maybe the 2-yard line. But they're going to call it incomplete, JT.
Whoa.
Incomplete pass. That's when you'd like to go to a review. Unfortunately, we don't have a review in high school football.
Brings up 4th down.
Shower of boos will come on after that one, and understandably so. That is a tough call from our vantage point. I thought the catch was made, but eventually they pull it back. Jordan obviously not happy. Their fans, you heard the choir of boos. And a long field goal's coming up here for Remy Kramer.
Even though my kids think I'm a superhero, I am no superhero and was not able to see that from here.
35 field goal goes blocked. This one's returnable, and it's got recovered. Oh my goodness. Hanneman, the tight end, trying to take it back all the way. Touchdown Bears. Wow, Summit Academy with the block, scoop, score.
And what a consistent theme for this ball game. They've allowed Jordan to drive slightly downfield, but they end up, looks like there may be a flag down on the play, but again, maybe for excessive celebration. However, what a play. Able to get across the line of scrimmage quickly. It's been an issue for both ball clubs thus far in the ball game to get those kicks off cleanly, all of which have essentially been blocked. That one returned for a touchdown. What a fantastic play. Well, I believe it was Zealand Hanneman, if my memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, big play by the tight end. Flag is out. I do believe the touchdown is going to stand. In fact, they've updated here at the scoreboard. And this is the thing where if you're Jordan, you find yourself in a, unfortunately, familiar territory. Last week, they trailed 6-0 after the first. They trailed 13-0 at the half. That would stretch out to 35-0. And it's going to be 18-0 here. And it's another game where Jordan has been in it, and Coach Albertson is going to tell his team that it's us. We're beating ourselves right now, and special teams woes looming large here.
Yeah, special teams is one of the most difficult things to get right in the high school level. It's give or take every single week. You could have good kicks, you could have bad kicks. Unfortunately, so far tonight, we haven't seen many good ones, and one just resulted in a return for a touchdown, and now they're electing to go for 2.
Yeah, they've had some issues with the field goal PAT attempts, so Young is going to look to throw this one quickly. The outside, it's caught, and into the end zone for 2. Apu.
Yeah, 20-0 now for these amazing young Bears. You know, it's been an impressive first half for these guys. After the letdown of last week, I mean, think about it, JT. You get up 21-3. They come all the way back. They beat you 25-21. You could come into the next week and have another letdown. Yet this week, they've come out on fire. Their offense is clicking on all cylinders. They've had a few miscues, but again, that's a young ball club. They've continued to fight through it. Now they're up 20-0 with 8 minutes and 22 seconds left they've scored nearly as many points as they did all game last week.
18-0, 20-0, excuse me, after the 2. We'll step away on KSL Sports Rewind. It's the Bears, big early.
Everyone knows that having a good credit history makes it easier to save money and get approved for the things in life you need, like credit cards, auto loans, home loans, and a lot more. But here's the problem. Building your credit history takes time. That's why UCCU created Credit Builder, an innovative loan program designed to help you build your credit history and raise your credit score. Visit UCCU.com to start building or rebuilding your credit today. UCCU. Love where you bank.
Welcome back into KSL Sports Rewind. A big day for Summit Academy early, a big first half at least, as they lead 20-0 at the moment. Set for another Skin Science kickoff here in a moment. Bears opted to go for 2, and Afu able to get it in. Special teams, turnovers, self-inflicted wounds hurting Jordan again. Ewing on the return. Stopped a few yards after the 30. What's the key for Jordan here, Tucker, getting into the end zone?
Well, I think the key here is establishing a little bit of a run game. It's been quite non-existent to this point, and I think they've got to give Osler some other options. Get the pressure off of him, because as of right now, that defensive line, no pun intended, is bearing down right on him. And he's had to escape the pocket multiple times, which makes it extremely hard to complete passes. He's done well, did really well on this last drive. Unfortunately, didn't come away with any points. So we'll see if he can keep up some of that success now.
Zwal in the hot hand at the top of your screen. Instead, they'll look to the ground first. And the Bears are there quickly. Not much for the Beetdiggers on the ground.
Yeah, unfortunately, was essentially tackled by his own guy there. He ran right into his back, slowed him down significantly when he probably could have picked up a couple more yards. So the vision of these running backs is maybe lacking a little bit for Jordan. We'll see if that improves throughout the rest of this ball game.
Brighton Cumpin, the carrier. He only gained 2. Osler pressured, he is sacked. He had no time at all. And a big play in the backfield by Finn.
Yeah, I mean, we've mentioned him 2 or 3 times already on quarterback sacks.
Osler brought down in the backfield.
We're halfway through the second period. This defensive line is incredible. There's going to be a lot of guys getting D1 offers in the next few years, considering the fact that these are all sophomore and freshmen dominating a 4A football team. I know Summit Academy is going to be 4A next year, and I believe Jordan's moving to 5A, if I stand corrected, just due to the size. But yeah, I mean, these guys are playing incredible football up front.
3rd and 13. They're trying to set up a screen, and it was well read yet again by Summit Academy. Late flag's going to come on. I didn't see a ton there. We'll see if this goes against Summit Academy or maybe Jordan on a hold. I mean, that play was getting nothing, so this would really be unfortunate if it does go against the Bears, who were outstanding those 3 plays defensively.
You know, if Curtis Reese was telling the truth, they threw, what, like 32 flags last game.
Yep,
so
our umpire.
I expect there to be quite a few more. We may have to do a load of laundry after the game. And it looks like it's ineligible downfield here, so they're going to lose some yardage, unfortunately.
Although if you're Summit, I don't even know if Summit will decline the penalty, and nope, they will just say, yep, we can back it up and bring out the punt unit here. So just a forgettable half of football for the Beetdiggers here. Lost to Canyon View at home, 35-0 Summit Academy. The heartbreaking loss to Logan Favero with his legs with 17 seconds remaining. They gave up 22 fourth quarter points. Still crazy that game was 8-3 entering the 4th. And then we had over combined 30 points scored in the final frame. Shows you a lot can happen. Jordan's still in it. Could really use a good punt right here. It's high, but they just get it away. And it was caught by Sio. He wasn't even supposed to bring it in. but he ends up being the one to do it.
Hey, JT, unfortunately, I think they're going to get a running into the kicker here. he gave him a nice little hug. Tracer came up, gave him a little squeeze, and White Hat back there decided to throw a flag. So I think we're going to have a 5-yard penalty here. If they call a roughing the kicker, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty and a first down. So we'll see what he says here.
Both coaches coming over for an explanation, and you know they're going to be down to retry that punt too. Didn't get over the 50. So it'd be great starting field position for Summit Academy.
Yeah, I mean, personally, if I could get an extra 5 yards on a punt, I would take that as well.
How about Syracuse last night? A big performance over Granger in that one. Morgan won big over Skyview. And we have a great matchup tomorrow night. It's Orem at Skyridge tomorrow night. The game was moved to Saturday, so you have 2 powerhouses in the state and some talent that's going to be playing on Saturdays too in action there. So you get some Thursday, Friday, and Saturday high school football action.
And you forget IMG at Lone Peak as well.
Yes, I believe that's tonight.
Huge game tonight,
yes.
Yeah.
Redo the punt here. This is a much better punt. High bounce. And a great bounce, a little extra as well. We'll stop it just about the Summit Academy 30. See what the Bears offense can do with 6:38 to go in half number 1 when we come back.
Your whole life, you woke up before the sun, worked hard, so your family could have the things they want. Everything was going great, until one night when you were hit by a drunk driver. Now you're out of work, bills are piling up, and you're worried about your family. As Utah's original personal injury law firm, our team at Robert J. DeBry will get you the settlement you deserve. Not sure you have a case?
Right, back to the action here inside, and there's not going to be much there at all. Getting the carry that time is Roper, getting a rare handoff. 20-0, 6:20 to go. Summit obviously going to be content to do some things on the ground. How about Summit has had this type of a game, and yes, Meredith got into the end zone, but haven't said his name a lot outside of that.
Yeah, he's been pretty quiet thus far this evening. I think he's going to get involved more, but per the coaching staff, they were going to try to get a lot more people involved, including the running backs, and try to give Fanoa, a little bit of a break here and there because he's the workhorse.
Young, staring left all the way. It's thrown, and it'll be hauled in. Surge with the grab, and a first down.
Yeah, Surge, a great route on that deep out. The arm strength of Rigby Young at his age is quite impressive. To be able to put that essentially on a string right outside the hash marks, give his receiver an opportunity to continue to run with the football as well. He's a very impressive guy to watch at this level and at his age.
1st and 10 at the Summit 45. Bears already with 3 touchdowns, 2-point conversion, and a couple of missed PATs too. Young, under duress, going the wrong direction, could get sacked, and he will. Had the opportunity to throw it away, opted against doing so.
Chases down the quarterback in the backfield for a big sack.
That was very close to being a horse collar there, JT. Very, very close to being a horse collar. That's something that could be talked about if you're on the Summit Academy sideline, but no call there. Huge loss. You'd like to see a young quarterback throw that ball away as soon as you get outside that tackle box, get it over the line of scrimmage and out of bounds, and you're safe to live another day. So.
It was made by 72. We don't have a 72 on our roster. So either way, congrats on the big sack that time. I'll make it a second and very long, and we are going to see a timeout come in, I believe by Summit Academy here.
The Bears will take a timeout.
And the Bears will take a timeout. So will we on KSL Sports Rewind.
There are a number of areas of construction around.
As of now, he decides to exercise. Yes, this was the best angle.
Life can get a little messy.
No way. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Best day ever.
Some taps create chaos.
No.
Tap Spend gives you 1% cash back when you spend and 2.75% APY when you don't. Tap responsibly. Visit tapbank.com.
Giovanni Lopez in on the big sack. He's got pressure again. Young the heave, and it's hauled in. We said Meredith's been quiet, and there he is getting the penalty yardage back. Sets up third and manageable here.
Pass complete, eventually got out of bounds by Osler.
Yeah, Meredith is going to get involved quite a bit more. Second and a lot more manageable here, JT.
Also one of the Beetdiggers.
They shot themselves in the foot too much last week. It's happening again now, but you get that penalty yardage back, and the world is your oyster on 2nd and 8.
Yes, it is. Actually, 3rd and 8 here coming up. Young likes Meredith again. He's got it. Meredith, the separation, elite.
Yeah, that comeback route on the outside is, I don't think you could run it any better than that. He's able to make sure he sees that first down yard marker, gets out of bounds right after that. Just a heady play by a veteran guy.
The Bears will have first down and 10.
Just over 4 minutes to go in half number 1 here at Henry C. Jorgensen Field, home of the Jordan Beetdiggers. Of course, former Jordan coach and former Corner Canyon coach Eric Karen now at Weber State. Will be interesting to see how that tenure goes. Young looking for a deep bomb here, going up top. Meredith basically had to turn to a DB, and the dreaded underthrown ball that the receiver had to come back for, so it turns into PI.
Yeah, unfortunately, great defense downfield, but they didn't turn to locate. He's trying to make a play on the ball. You can't impede a wide receiver, hence the thrown flag there. But I like the fact that they're trying to get Meredith involved more in the offense. Just a bit underthrown there. He had the separation. So what I would like to see is on the last part of his drop step, try to release that ball early. He's holding on to it just a second too long, and that's probably what forced the incompletion.
Under 4 minutes to go. Be 1st and 10 from the Jordan 29. Summit Academy scored 21 points last week, and even more here. Quick little pitch. Braden Dieters. We got whistles. Blow it dead first.
Yeah, it's unfortunate too, because I've been excited about the addition of Dieters in this offense. Talking to Coach Young earlier this afternoon on the phone, he mentioned how much he wants to get Dieters involved because of how athletic he is. Whenever he gets the ball in his hand, he can make a play. Unfortunately, on that play, I don't think much would have happened because the edge was set there by the Jordan defender, and probably would have been a loss. So instead of 2nd down and 15, with the penalty, you got 1st and 15.
Fonua hasn't gotten a touch in a while. That will not change here. Young looking deep, likes Meredith. Meredith hauls it in and keeps the leg turning into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears.
Young to Meredith.
JT, again, I don't know if there's a better receiver in the state of Utah, I don't care what class it's in, than Beckham Meredith. He was able to get up above that corner, come away with that ball, and then muscle his way with 3 defenders on his back into the end zone for 6 points. Absolutely incredible.
2nd touchdown of the day for Meredith. 4th on the season. Beckham, there goes that man, Meredith. Wow, what a performance. And hey, it's hard to argue with your point, as you mentioned. He's a 2A wide receiver of the year last year. There's some really good wide receivers in the state, but Meredith putting on a show here at Henry C. Jorgensen Field. 26-0, going for 2. End zone, up top, and incomplete. We got a flag, though. They're going to run it back.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're on the far side. I'm blind, JT, so I'm not sure who was playing defense on the outside. However, he was holding both of his arms down. Did not allow Meredith to get up there to make that catch. So they're going to retry this point from about the 1-yard line. This Summit Academy offense is looking really dialed in so far tonight, JT.
Penalty moves the ball half the distance.
26-0, 3:46 to go. Jordan will have some time to work with, and they have moved the ball at times through the air, just haven't been able to punch it in. Speaking of punching in, oh, it's a fumble on the ground, and CO got it back, so that will mean no touchdown and no 2-point conversion that time.
No good.
It'll be 26-0 Summit Academy as we step away with 3:46 to go on KSL Sports Rewind.
So now he decides to exercise. Yes, this was the best angle.
Life can get a little messy.
No way. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Best day ever.
Some taps create chaos.
No.
Tap Spend gives you 1% cash back when you spend and 2.75% APY when you don't. Tap responsibly. Visit tapbank.com.
Welcome back to KSL Rewind. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Waddup's Insurance Agency. While we all love spending time supporting our high school teams, Waddup's Insurance Agency is a team that will support and help protect you, whether it's your business, home, rental properties, cars, or recreational vehicles. Waddup's Insurance Agency is a local insurance pro you can count on. Call or text 801-683-3663 to evaluate your car insurance program. Thank you, Waddup's Insurance Agency.
Another Skin Science Institute kickoff. And yet again, Ewing gonna try for something. Swung down, nice shoestring tackle and stop made by Ryder Rudd.
Yeah, I think right now we'll do the Trucordia. We'll take a look at some of our Trucordia players to watch. JT, who are your guys? To this point, 3:41 left in the second period. Do you think we should watch out for?
Yeah, Young's obviously. Meredith's been the guy on the outside of what he's done wide receiver-wise. Even Hanneman with the big return. And Rigby Young, he bounced back from that early interception really nicely here. Has his team up 26-0, but still some time for Jordan to try to operate here with 3:41 to go. This drive starts on the 28. Ulster, it's hauled in, and a quick stop is made as CO, a heat-seeking missile to the ball.
Yeah, CO, again, a really impressive freshman, able to get in to make plays into the backfield, but also in coverage, able to make that stop. A decent gain, though, on first down, as I believe it was Keas on the reception there across the middle, finding that soft spot in the zone. So second in about 2 yards.
Clock continues to run, 3:10 to go. Stepping up, Ulster gonna try to run it. Has a blocker in front of him and played it well, but a big tackle coming in from behind is Caleb Pataoa.
Keeper up the middle. He gains enough for another Beetdigger. First down.
Yeah, Pataoa is extremely quick to be able to get back downfield. He was probably 3, 4, 5 steps into the backfield, was able to come back and still make a play there.
First and 10 for the Beetdiggers.
That just goes to show the athleticism of this defensive line.
Clock running. Two-man rush, and pressure still comes in. Osler stepped up, and he's still on his feet. We got flags. This will come back, whatever the game may be. Let's have some fun. Instead, it's incomplete to Robles.
Osler scrambles, and eventually pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think this is going to be either a hold or an illegal hands to the face on one of the offensive linemen. We'll see here. It looks like it's just a hold.
They really only rushed 2 initially. The third rusher didn't come till after Osler had stepped up, so it's a very unfortunate penalty. That'll make it 1st and 20.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to believe how quick Zeeland Hanneman can get into the backfield. I felt like the ball was snapped and he was right there in Osler's face.
.245 to go, 1st and 20 as we mentioned. Osler with time, oh, a big hit over the middle of the field, and that'll be a flag. Defenseless receiver right there. CO with a big hit, but he was a little too early.
Yeah, CO, honestly, a great play. That's probably a penalty you're not going to necessarily be that upset about in the film room tomorrow morning. However, that's a flag every time. He arrived there a little bit early. Doesn't allow that receiver to make a play on the ball, but again, there when he needed to be. Unfortunately, 15-yard penalty. They may be looking at targeting here as well. I'm not sure. There's a lot of talking going on.
You see the personal foul does come in. CO's on the field as of right now, but that is, I believe, the discussion, as you mentioned, Tucker. Appreciate all of you joining us on KSL Sports Rewind with 2:42 to go. JT Wistersill, Tucker Bass by my side on the call.
And I think it was for a defenseless receiver there. So just when a guy's not able to protect himself, you're going to see a flag thrown. The refereeing crew last week mentioned to us how important safety was this year in all of their meetings.
Osler forced to step up and eventually swung down yet again. Ba'atoa and on the stop for a gain of about 5.
Yeah, it looks like the real only opportunity that the Beetdiggers have to move the football is to throw it and to get it out of his hands quickly, because he's running for dear life if it's after 2 seconds. So I'd like to see them run a few more of those short slant routes and see if they can get out of his hand quick.
Ulster, oh my goodness, the pressure comes in yet again, and he is going the wrong direction. Finn finds his way to the quarterback for another sack.
Yeah, it's almost like Groundhog Day, JT. I don't know if a lot of our fans that are listening are familiar, but it's been a lot of the same, unfortunately, for Osler in the backfield. He drops back, and immediately he has a host of errors in his face, and there's really not much you can do at that point.
1:40 to go, and now you see this Beetdiggers offense very content to let things go, as they don't want to give Summit Academy the ball with too much time. You don't want Beckham Meredith to get more opportunities on the outside. So 3rd and 15, and we're going to have a very late timeout come on in here. So that's how that shakes out. But man, what a first half for Summit Academy it's been, Tucker.
Yeah, Summit Academy's offense and defense, for that matter, has been incredible. They've had a few moments where they've let the offense get deep into the red zone, but they've either created a turnover or had a stop on downs. So I've been very impressed with this young Summit Academy Bears team. And you know, there's been things that I've been extremely impressed with Jordan as well offensively. Their defense still has a lot they need to work with, and they really need to try to slow them down through the air, but it doesn't look like anybody, whether it's tonight or any other night, is going to be able to guard Beckham Meredith one-on-one on the outside.
No, they will not. 1:25 to go. It's going to be 3rd and 13 from the Beetdiggers' own 40. Bears have big goals this season. Looking to get their first win of the season. Jordan talked to Coach Albertson about some of those game one jitters he felt like his team had. I don't think it's jitters you could say today. It's just so far just some costly mistakes that have them in 3rd and 13. That 1:25 to go. That looked like a false start, but they're going to let it play. And this will end up having to be a punt, as CO is yet again there, and this time not too early.
Also the Mountain.
Yeah, we'll see. It looks like Summit Academy is going to take a timeout here. I'd like to see their offense get into that 2-minute mode. Try to go no huddle.
Timeout, Summit Academy.
I can't remember exactly what Coach calls it. We were talking about it on the phone earlier. I'll bring it up later. I apologize. But they have a turbo. Turbo is the word. They said last week they were having a hard time for some reason understanding that, and they were still huddling up. So I expect them to go turbo here. 1:20 left. I think they have all the tools offensively to go down and get another score here before half.
26-0. Francis Bernard, the former Utah and BYU linebacker, is the offensive coordinator for the Bears. They lead big. Young, the early turnover, since an outstanding performance, including some big throws to Meredith, who's cashed in not once but twice for the 2nd consecutive game to start the season. Bears not really coming after this punt and trying to play it. That's a dangerous decision. It's on the ground. I think Summit Academy got it back. We'll see what the call is, and that looks to be the case. You see the lack of excitement from Jordan, usually confirming that to be what happened. And yeah, Summit Academy, risky punt to try to play it. A solid one from the Beetdiggers. And with 1:12 to go,
Ball down by the
And
Bears.
2 timeouts, or excuse me, no timeouts. That's right, Summit Academy used the one early, had to use another one later on, and then the one right there to burn some clock. So, of course, clock stops on first down. It'll be time for Young in this offense to get to work. Meredith at the top of your screen. See the safety playing over that way. And that leaves the middle of the field wide open, and a big bomb is caught by Beetdiggers.
Yeah, Beetdiggers last week had a very similar catch right down the seam. When you're playing a cover 2 and you have Meredith on the outside, it makes it a very difficult decision for that guy. Who's he going to shadow? Is he going to go to the inside guy? Is he going to go to the outside? Big play for Beetdiggers.
Could have a hold right there. Yeah, it'll come in. Young going to take off. This is absolutely coming back. He's swung down for a first down, but as we said, this will be going the opposite direction. 51 seconds to go in our first half. And, you know, something that will be interesting to monitor in the second half, of course, UHSAA, a new high school rule this season. If it does get 44-0 at any point during the fourth quarter, that's game. So Jordan's going to have to come out with a strong second half if they not just want to get back into this game, but prevent it from being called early.
You know, I actually asked the refereeing crew, Curtis Reese down there, and I asked him about the 44-point rule. He said they can be up 44-0 and the game would go out the entire length of time. Once it gets to 45 is when they would call that ball game. So yeah, anything 45-0 or just a 45-point lead, that's going to end the ball game.
Beetdiggers pushed them back with the penalty to the Beetdiggers 47 now. Young with time over the middle of the field, wide open. Beetdiggers doing it all himself in the end zone. Touchdown, Summit Academy.
Yeah, again, Beetdiggers, it's just like rinse, reuse, repeat. Just do the same thing over and over again. I'm not sure what the defensive coordinator for the Beetdiggers is thinking right there, because you've got to cover the middle of the field. When you have a seam route that's ran that open, 2 plays prior, or really 1 play prior, you've got to have somebody there to cover that. Wide open, great job by Beetdiggers. Another dime from the young Rigby Young, and another 6 points for this Bears offense.
Looks like they're going to try to go for 2 again. They cashed in earlier, then the last one they did not get it. So it's 32-0 at the moment. Summit Academy stepping up in a big way here today. They'll throw it to the end zone, broken up. Nice coverage against Meredith that time.
2-point conversion ball.
And with 28 seconds to go, it is 32-0 Summit Academy. What more can be said about the Bears? And has it been everyone, right? Hanneman with the blocked field goal for the touchdown. We had Meredith a couple touchdowns. Young's balling out. And Beetdiggers, that entire drive, had about 60 yards.
Yeah, and what I love is, you know, I talked to Coach Young today. I talked to Zach Moss on the field prior to the game, and they mentioned how much better this team would be if they could get more guys involved because of how athletic they are, and we've seen it tonight. They're getting every single person involved. The ball's getting to everybody. Young has options to do and throw to whoever he wants to, and it's been a very impressive first half for the Summit Academy Bears football team.
Still some time to work with if Ewing can finally break a big return. He's gotten some modest plays so far.
You know, mentioning 32, I'd love to have $32 in my Tab Bank account. So, I mean, we thank Tab Bank, home of the Tab Bank Spend Rewards checking account with a 2.75% annual percentage yield on your account balance and a 1% cash back on eligible purchases. Tap responsibly. Visit tabbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
Skin Science Institute kickoff on hand here, and this one will roll out of bounds. So that's the kind of break Jordan needed. 28 seconds to go. They have 2 timeouts to work with, so still enough time for them if they do want to try to get some points out of it here. Harriman leads Stansbury 12-7 at the break. Halftime coming up here. Ridgeline up 8-2 on Park City. Don't always see that score.
The kickoff goes
Bountiful 14-3. Favorable lead over Farmington.
35-yard line where they'll take it.
Mentioned a big win for Syracuse last night.
From their own 35-yard line.
Morgan as well, a dominant display. Alta and Bingham.
Close one there in the second quarter.
IMG Academy, a big 35-0 on Lone Peak right now as we get back to action here on KSL Sports Rewind. We got 28 seconds to go. There's 2 timeouts. And they're just going to look to hand this one off to the ground, although it's looking like it'll be a mighty fine gain. And Jordan, will they use a timeout here with 22 seconds? It looks like instead they're going to try to get on the ball before the chain gang ends up having it set. No, they will burn a timeout eventually. We had talked about earlier Brighton Kumpen being a quality back. Jordan was high on his abilities. You give it to him late, catch that Summit Academy defense sleeping, and all of a sudden you're in business with 1 timeout to go and 22 seconds left, Tucker.
Yeah, I mean, you stole the words right out of my mouth. It looked like they were asleep. It took a little bit of time after that kickoff and like getting set and everything like that, so it's been a little bit confusing for them. However, great play from Jordan. You expect them to run the football with 28 seconds left, down 32-0. They did just that, yet they picked up nearly 35 yards, and now have an interesting shot to try to throw a few bombs down into the end zone and try to come away with some points before the end of the half.
22 seconds, at least time for 3, if not even 4 to 5 plays here, depending on how quickly you can make it happen. Just got to be careful you don't have anything happen in terms of a tackle between the sticks. Oh, they're going to turn back to the ground again, and this time Summit Academy much more awake. We'll see if Jordan decides to burn a timeout or not. And at the moment, Jordan looks content just to let this one go. So yeah, a surprising decision by Jordan there. I'm not entirely sure why they opted not to go and be a little more aggressive, but it'll be 32-0 at the break. Tucker, your first half thoughts?
I mean, the Bears have been impressive. The Young to Meredith connection has been as good as expected, as good as advertised. I look for that to continue in the second half. There may not be much of a second half if the scoring blitz continues from Summit Academy as we start the 4th period, as we mentioned that mercy rule of 45 points. But the Jordan Beetdiggers have had some bright spots. They just need to focus on the things they did well and minimize, again, those mistakes. That's been happening far too often for this Beetdiggers team, and that's why they find themselves down 32-0. But Summit Academy has been extremely impressive, JT.
Halftime on KSL Sports Rewind. 32-0, Summit Academy up big on Jordan.
It's in the thrill of starting strong, making gains. It's the real connections in between. It's in the satisfaction of being on the move. That brilliant feeling of getting somewhere.
Hi, I'm Mila. This is my story. I learn anywhere with Utah Online School. I live in Utah, and sometimes I live in Washington, D.C. I go to museums, monuments, and learn history. They are my classroom.
Utah Online School surrounds students with a team that helps them strive, grow, and compete at their highest level.
I can learn anywhere.
Utah Online School, built for focus, powered by support. Visit utahonline.org today.
Everyone knows that having a good credit history makes it easier to save money and get approved for the things in life you need, like credit cards, auto loans, home loans, and a lot more. But here's the problem. Building your credit history takes time. That's why UCCU created Credit Builder, an innovative loan program designed to help you build your credit history and raise your credit score. Visit uccu.com to start building or rebuilding your credit today. UCCU. Love where you bank.
Your whole life, you woke up before the sun, worked hard, so your family could have the things they want. Everything was going great, until one night when you were hit by a drunk driver. Now you're out of work, bills are piling up, and you're worried about your family. As Utah's original personal injury law firm, our team at Robert J. DeBry will get you the settlement you deserve. Not sure you have a case? Dial the number with all the 8s.
To dare mighty things means to embrace challenges. It means to welcome a high-energy culture that prioritizes belonging. To Dare Mighty Things means drawing inspiration from experienced faculty and alums who encourage you to think big. It means to be a part of time-honored traditions while also forging new ones. To Dare Mighty Things means celebrating your achievements with pride and joy, knowing you can make a difference by daring to be great. Join us at the Huntsman School of Business, where we dare mighty things. That's the Huntsman difference.
Strong Volkswagen is setting you free from high payments and high interest rates. It's our Freedom to Drive sale. Lease a new 2026 Volkswagen Jetta S from $199 a month. Get rates as low as 1.9% APR. Or save up to $5,000 on select new VW models. Plus, oil changes are only $59.95, and every vehicle is backed with our no-charge lifetime warranty. Only at Strong Volkswagen. Break free from high prices during our Freedom to Drive sale. Visit strongvw.com.
When you're the oldest personal injury firm in Utah, you get to know a few faces.
So tell me what happened.
He just came in and sideswiped me, bro.
I got hit by a drunk driver.
And it hurts worse than that time that I was dropped. Tailgate. Who would have thought?
I guess you can say we've seen everything. And I mean everything.
Juliet would never use these.
Our team at Robert J. DeBry has the experience needed to get you the compensation you deserve. Not sure you have a case? Dial the number with all the 8s.
Some people are born to solve problems, to lead the charge, to build better solutions, to be the driving force behind advanced technologies, to strengthen digital defenses. They're the experts our future needs. Find your brilliance at Weber State.
Halftime here on KSL Sports Rewind. It is 32-0 Summit Academy showing out against Jordan. We got 10:15 to go until the second half gets underway. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Jordan versus Summit Academy on KSL Sports Rewind.
If you're ready to turn your passion for beauty into a career, choose the school setting the standard. At Skin Science Institute, you'll learn in a beautiful, state-of-the-art facility with more advanced treatment training than any other aesthetic school in Utah. Our industry-leading curriculum provides advanced, hands-on training with real clients using the latest technology in a clinical learning environment. Parents can feel confident in a nationally accredited program committed to student success. Skin Science Institute, where your future begins.
You never know how life's best adventures might begin. Our closest friends can often come by surprise. Our favorite memories are shaped by the experiences we share. Our brightest moments happen when someone believes in us. See yourself in a brilliant future at Weber State.
Hi, I'm Chase, and this is my story.
Chase travels the country playing competitive hockey.
I can learn here. Here. I can even learn here.
Train anywhere? From the ice to the books. Utah Online School surrounds students with a team that helps them strive, grow, and compete at their highest level.
I can learn anywhere.
Built for focus, powered by support. One team, one shared goal. Visit UtahOnline.org today.
It's a busy morning in your house, but for you, it's just another day. You're the one who makes it all happen. The school runs, the practices, and don't forget the recitals. But one day, everything changed when a sudden accident left you injured with your vehicle wrecked. As Utah's original personal injury law firm, our team at Robert J. DeBry has the experience to get you the compensation you deserve. Not sure you have a case? Dial the number with all the 8s.
Why did I choose Huntsman? To get real experience, real support, and a career focus from day one. Instead of regular classes on Fridays, we dive into workshops, build our network, and grow together. At the Huntsman School, we forge lifelong friendships, support each other through challenges, and celebrate our wins. Here, students graduate with experience and jobs waiting. We dare mighty things together. That's the Huntsman difference. Learn more at huntsman.usu.edu.
For those who run on grit, who are driven by more, who need a trailer that can keep up. Make moves with Trailer Boss. Unrivaled selection, unparalleled service. No comparison. Trailer Boss. Make boss moves.
Oh, hold up, sweetie. Hospital bills from the accident piled up and insurance company just won't pay for it. Bike's gotta go.
After a car wreck, the insurance company wants you to settle fast for less than you deserve. Don't let them.
Before you talk to the insurance company, talk to us.
Craig Swap & Associates fights to make sure you don't leave money on the table. One call, that's all.
801-444-4444.
A strong first half from Summit Academy as they lead 32-0. Under 5 minutes to go till our second half gets underway on KSL Sports Rewind. A reminder, after this game or even right now, you can check out the KSL Sports Red Zone channel where you'll have Dane Stewart and Jeff as well. Jeff Hansen holding it down. They do a great job breaking down everything going on in high school football, as well as just some fun other things. And you can catch on the KSL Sports Rewind Red Zone stream. A reminder, we're back in 4.5 minutes for the second half as it's Summit Academy 32, Jordan 0.
Nobody in Utah has more Toyota trucks than Orem Toyota. With multiple Toyota locations, we simply carry more trucks than anyone. And every single one comes with one simple promise. The price you see online is the price you pay. That's our full offering price with every dealer add-on and a $499 dock fee included. You only add tax, title, and registration. No games, no gimmicks, and no surprises. Orem Toyota, you lead the way. Shop every truck online today at oremtoyota.com.
Come on over here, get closer. Let me show you these trailers we got. Big dump, small dump, get the gooseneck. Loaded up with an ATV trailer. Flatbed, aluminum. Tilt trailers. Come check out these trailers.
Where life grows, home begins. Bank of Utah.
Welcome back into KSL Sports Rewind as Summit Academy leads 32-0 over Jordan. JT Wistersill, Tucker Bass joining me in a moment. Boyd Anderson making his KSL Sports debut on camera for us this evening. Just an incredible performance out of Summit Academy here. We've seen the Bears do a great job here so far. You see them warm him up on the field at the moment. And Coach Young told us he wanted his team to finish tonight, and if there's one thing they did in that first half, Tucker Bass, it's finish drives.
Yeah, I honestly cannot believe the combination of Becca Meredith and Rigby Young right now. They have completely dominated that first half, which has made the defense of Jordan bracket Meredith, which has then left the seam routes wide open, as we saw in that last possession. Like a minute and 12 left, and they score a touchdown to Dieters right down the middle. We expect to see a little bit more of that here to start the third period. And yeah, an amazing first half for the Summit Academy Bears, if you ask me. Jordan has a lot of work to do if they want this thing to continue through the fourth quarter.
Well, that's why they decided they're going to take the entirety of halftime. They are not on the field. Your camera's not wrong. It's not just cutting off the Jordan players. They're not out here. So they're taking a long time, talking things over, trying to make adjustments. A reminder with the new rules in high school sports, if it's a 45-point lead at any point during the fourth, that's game over. So that's where I'm curious to see how this one ends up playing out. Jordan got to have a big response. They're probably going to give Jordan an extra 2 minutes. You'll see that happen a lot when these halves wind down. And I will say, that was a 15-minute halftime, I believe, Tucker. Last week at Summit Academy, we did a 20-minute one. So that's where maybe there was some sort of miscommunication as the Beetdiggers now come running onto the field.
Yeah, and there's 3 more minutes left on the clock. So we're going to be here for a few more minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We really appreciate you guys here on the KSL Rewind Network. We'd also like to thank one of our sponsors, Tab Bank.
Now, Tab Bank has your back, home of the Tab Spend Rewards checking account with 2.75% annual percentage yield on your account balance and 1% cash back on eligible purchases. Tap responsibly. Visit tapbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC. Also, it's the start of a new half, so our Trucordia players to watch, and we mentioned in the first half, Becca Meredith too, but you know, if we're going all the way back to the start of this game, as we have been calling the entire thing, of course, how about Drew Suliapa? His interception after a negative play, the pick from Young, they got the stop, then Suliapa had the interception that allowed them to cash in for the first time. That was huge, Tucker.
Yeah, defensively, they've played a lot better this week. They've made contain, they've continued to hold their assignments, and we've seen that quite often throughout this first half. To have a shutout through 2 quarters in high school football is something that's very difficult to do, but that's something that's every single coach's dream. So Paul Soliai and his defensive coordination has been fantastic to start this game. But really, I'm going to be looking for, Zwollen, pardon me, from Jordan to make more plays in the second half. He kind of got lost there towards the end of the second quarter after they threw to him 3 or 4 times in a row and nearly ended up scoring a touchdown. So there's a lot of work for Jordan coming up here, but a lot of opportunities for them to get back into this ball game and see if they can make it a close one.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned Zwollen was huge on the drive early, and someone who we thought would be a big factor tonight was Tanner Keyes. He had 86 receiving yards last week, but been very quiet here. Zwollen with 41. He's got about that tonight already, but that's where we mentioned Suliafu, who's probably played a big role in why we haven't heard Keyes' name called offensively so far here tonight.
Yeah, and maybe it was the fact that I met Zwollen's mom before the game. She was like, hey, my son's going to have a fantastic night, and so far she was correct. Maybe that's just a mother's love,
yeah.
But he's really put it out there on the field. So we'll see if Osler and company can get themselves on the board here early. But really, I look for this Summit team to finish. Just like Coach Young has asked all week, they've been able to do it to this point in the ball game. I'd love to see them be able to up this to, that 45, 48 points before that 4th period. Unfortunately, at that point, we wouldn't have a 4th quarter, but that would be a huge win for this Summit Academy Bears football team.
A great performance from Summit Academy so far. The frustrations letting last week's game slip through their fingertips as see the Beetdiggers come out here in a moment. Summit Academy getting set for some second half action, just week 2 of the high school football season. It just figures to be a great season. As we mentioned, you KSL Sports Rewind, you're home for all the action, even through the playoffs this year. We are your home for every single game. Going to be an electric season, week in and week out, and you're going to see these teams grow and get better week over week. The improvement from week 1 to now for Summit Academy has been massive, I would say, Tucker.
Yeah, it's been a stark difference. I think, the ability they've had to finish their drives and actually get points on the board. I don't even worry necessarily about a comeback in the second half with how well this ball club has played, and really because of how well they're holding line of scrimmage, whether that's defensively or offensively. They've completely controlled it throughout the entirety of this ball game.
Another Skin Science Institute kickoff coming up here. Summit Academy with the opportunity to stretch their lead as they'll receive first. Half number 2 underway on KSL Sports Rewind. This one bouncing through the back of the end zone, and Rigby Young comes back out. What a game it was for Rigby Young last week. He was so impressive. 18 overall carries they ended up crediting him for, 86 total yards, and then through the air he had 262 yards, completed 70% of his passes, 21 for 30. Did have 1 interception and said thrown one tonight too, but man, has he put on a show so far here this evening, Tucker.
Yeah, I guarantee he's over 200 yards already, but the one thing to watch out for is there's been so much focus on Meredith. Dieters has had an excellent ball game thus far, so I expect them to possibly go back to that. Try to see if they're going to bracket Meredith. He's alone on the far side right now. Maybe they'll forget about him and he's going to have a wide open lane downfield.
Fonua got off to a solid start in the first half, and then the pass game really took flight. Quarter number 3 getting underway here, and it starts on the ground to Fonua as he tries to turn the corner and eventually pushed out, but not after a very good gain there. Fonua, what a start to the third for the Bears.
Yeah, nice job by Afu. He actually pulled around the near side and made a great lead block for him to be able to pick up that 8 yards. Not often you see a tight end coming around, pulling around that tackle side. So great play design there, which allowed Fonua to kind of spring himself free for 8 yards.
Yeah, thought he had the first there, but yeah, as you mentioned, will be second down coming up here too. Meredith remains at the top of your screen. Young, the give. Fonua bouncing it to the outside, cuts it upfield, and he's got the first. Got hit hard after, though.
Yeah, Fonua has really good eyes. He's also super shifty. You saw it there. Gets right up to a guy, makes a quick juke to the right side. Picks up the first down. Could have been stopped short of the first down, but because of that quickness, they're able to move the chains.
Summit Academy scoreless in the third quarter of their last game. Third quarter where it got away for Jordan in their last game. They let it go to 14-0 in scoring in the third. Fonua shot out of the cannon straight ahead. Big gainer on the ground as the Bears are rolling so far.
Yeah, what a great job by the offensive line. Nice little zone blocking going on there. They open a hole up. Fonua able just to essentially grab a suitcase and drive a truck through that hole, pick up a first down for the Bears.
Nice start for him. Young jogs back over with the fresh play. Son of Coach Young.
Now this is where I'd like to see him take a shot though, JT. Get them focused on that run game. Get those safeties to move up and go deep.
Feed the hot hand. Fonua. Gain of 5. Coach Young in his first year leading Summit Academy. Marcus Albertson in the midst of his third campaign at the helm of the Beetdiggers. Week 2 of high school football here. We got week 0 of college football next week. Then, of course, start of week 1 college football. Just a great time to be a football fan. So great to have this sport we all love so much back. And one thing you don't love from Summit Academy, that's a holding penalty. Back it up a little bit. The strong start to this drive dampered a little bit.
Well, and again, a common occurrence for the first 2 weeks thus far is they, maybe have a play that's really good. However, they have negative play that's going to back them up 10 yards and make getting the first down that much harder.
No Fonua in the backfield. Young looking the way of Meredith. Downfield, bobbled and nearly picked. Hanneman unable to call it in and off his hands. We nearly had a turnover. Instead, though, we do have a flag on the field.
Yeah, Mason Dayton nearly came away with that interception off that tip pass.
Flag down on the play.
Threw that one into a tight window. Had another guy just short, wide open. Maybe would have been a better decision. But honestly, still not a terrible throw right on the hands of the wide receiver.
Going to back it up even more, so felt like the Summit Academy Bears were in business early this drive, and now a couple of penalties are going to make this third, or excuse me, this will still be first down, but it's going to be first and not just 20, I think first and about 25 at the moment, I'd say.
Yeah, that might be close to 30 yards, JT. That's a distance.
Yes, it is. Young looking to go the distance here. And just throws it away. A wise decision. Took a sack early. Where was Summit Academy wanted the horse collar. Wasn't called though, but they're throwing it away. So we just mentioned that growth you're going to see from a young quarterback throughout the season.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned the growth aspect of that because most young kids, sophomores, are going to try to hold on to that and make a play, maybe try to throw it back across their body, which is what happened earlier in the game and caused that interception. So I love that he's, progressing throughout not only 1 week, but one ball game from one play to the next.
Ground game worked wonders to start the drive for the Bears. Couple of penalties have backed them up in a big way. It's going to be second down and 30 here, as you mentioned. Young looking to get some of it back. Hoists it, deep ball, and it's broken up. That is outstanding coverage on Meredith up top.
Pass intended for Meredith.
Yeah, it looked like Brody Sargent there on coverage on the far side. A nice job, step for step there with Meredith. And I would expect some sort of screen pass, maybe a draw, something like that on this third and extremely long play. But the Bears shot themselves in the foot here.
They did. 2 big ground gains, and it felt like all the momentum their way, and that all derailed by a couple of penalties. 10:34 to go in our third quarter. It is 32-0. Summit Academy leading Jordan. Meredith at the bottom of your screen, but they're going to play it safe here with a handoff. Sometimes playing it safe can work wonders, and Summit Academy will get a lot of yardage back. They're still going to be about 5 yards short, but we'll see if they decide to go for it on fourth down. Oh my goodness, how about the big gainer from Elias Borden?
Eventually brings him down to the Beetdiggers.
Yeah, Borden able to take the handoff and
that'll bring up fourth down and
essentially be shot out of a cannon there, JT. If you would have blinked, you would have missed it.
Big speed, great work by that offensive line. As you mentioned, something, a screen, a draw, some type of play it safe, and that's what Summit Academy did. Just worked out in a big way in their favor. Play clock's going to dip under 8 as they're going to go for this on 4th and 5. Young looks for the quick throw to the outside, and it's hauled in. Who else but Meredith changing direction on a dime.
Yeah, the connection that those two have, the timing, you can tell that they've worked a lot throughout the offseason, throughout the first 2 weeks. He knows exactly where Meredith's going to be, where he has to put that ball. Good placement, again, on time, like right in the center of his hands. There's nothing that can go wrong. Great job by Rigby Young.
And just like that, 2nd down and 30 has become 1st and 10 from the Beetdiggers 34. Young wants a deep shot. He overshoots his intended target. Could have been picked off. Ulster already has 1 interception, nearly had a second.
Yeah, you saw Ulster. He actually kind of came over here to the near side to defend Dieters, because Dieters actually been extremely dangerous to this point in the ball game. And they tried to send Surge right up that seam route. Able to read it well, was there defensively. Nothing going, 2nd and long.
The give, Fonua forges his way ahead and even pushes the pile. Gonna gain 9. Third and inches on deck. Summit Academy, they go for 2, could even get to 40 coming up here. What a show-stopping performance from the Bears it's been. And if this game ends up not being a game by the time we reach the 4th quarter, in terms of it being over, we'll look back on that 3rd and forever of 30 yards they converted on. Fonua got him here. We'll see if they turn it back to the former Lehigh Pioneer back here. Indeed they will. Fonua bounces it to the outside, still on his feet, cuts it again. Fonua, touchdown, Summit Academy. The Bears are turning this one into a blowout.
Man, he was searching for that red dirt the moment he got that handoff in the backfield, able to break that to the outside. And that guy was trying to force him out of bounds, and he just kind of slowed down. Little misdirection, got inside, got into the end zone, and 6 points. I believe that's his first touchdown of this season. So a fantastic job there by the offensive line. You always got to give the Hogs down low some respect, you know what I mean?
Fonua with a fantastic run there as he finds his way into the end zone, makes it 38-0. Kicking game issues, PAT-wise, in that first half for the Bears. See if Coach Young looks to put his offense back out there to work. They have now converted a 2-point conversion in each game so far this season. We'll see if they can acquire their 3rd here with Young and Fonua in the backfield yet again. Play clock already down to 8 seconds. Young outside, quick slant, ball thrown behind Meredith, incomplete. This one will remain 38-0. What a performance from Summit Academy. They had 3rd and forever. They made it 4th and manageable, convert, and then Fonua does the rest. Puts the Bears up in a big way as we step away on KSL Sports Rewind.
As of now, he decides to exercise. Yes, this was the best angle.
Life can get a little messy.
No way. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Best day ever.
Some taps create chaos.
No.
Tap Spend gives you 1% cash back when you spend and 2.75% APY when you don't. Tap responsibly. Visit tapbank.com.
Welcome back in to Jordan High School, the site for tonight's matchup between the Beetdiggers and Bears. It's been all Bears so far. They're up 38-0 over Jordan. Jordan had opportunities to get off the field, but Summit Academy proving too strong in this second half so far. It's been the ground game, Tucker.
Yeah, Fonua and company have been fantastic. It's really been by committee as well. There's been a a host of guys that have been involved running the football this second half.
Another Skin Science Institute kickoff. This one returnable from Tibbetts. The backup quarterback's been used frequently on offense and gets one of the better returns today. So Jordan's offense with under 8 to go in quarter number 3 will pick this one up just past the 40. What does this offense need to do to finally punch one into the end zone? Scoreless on the season.
Yeah, I think they need to go back to the air. I know we mentioned the ground game earlier and how they needed to establish that, but Zweller and company have been so good on the outside, and they've been able to create space that I think they need to try to continue to get some time, obviously, to Osler, which has been a struggle, but try to get it out quickly to his weapons on the outside.
He'll start on the ground here. Cumpin could not get more than a few, and you see the Bears finishing a play yet again, pushing the pile back. Coach Young will love that.
Yeah, Ian Hall and company. I mean, you could mention probably 5 or 6 different guys that were in on that tackle. This defense is flying everywhere. I mean, we have to mention it. Summit Academy was up 21-3 last week, and they had a major letdown. So far in this second half, 7:09 remaining in the third quarter, you can tell the difference in this defense and how bad they want to continue to stop this Jordan Beetdiggers offense.
Sterling Osler back to work here. Young signal caller, then held in check for most of the game. Instead, they look back to the ground yet again, and nothing is there. The front 7 of the Bears is ferocious right now.
Yeah, again, I think that was Finn there on the tackle. It was maybe 1, maybe 2 seconds, if that it took for him to get in the backfield and make that play. The speed that this defensive line has is just no match for this offensive line of the Beetdiggers.
Could be time to air it out coming up here. Osler rolling to the right. They'll get him on the move, buying him some time, and a low throw was hauled in. Nice grab from Zwollen. Good to see him get involved. Unfortunately, still about 4 yards short of the sticks. I mean, Jordan, if you want any shot at getting back into this one, you think they probably need a touchdown here. So does make an interesting decision, and I think that's why, as of right now, we're going to see that offense remain on the field.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the 3rd or 4th time we've seen that exact play where, you know, he'll sit there in one pocket on the near side as the quarterback's rolling out and they try to hit him. I would look for that to happen one more time, honestly.
Osler palms, throws, and short. Zwollen was wide open. An unfortunate miss for the young quarterback there, and another turnover on downs as Summit Academy's defense continues to step up this evening.
Yeah, not only that, but you mentioned the amazing field position that Summit Academy is going to have here. I mean, after a turnover on downs like this, if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm going to try to throw it deep very quickly. Catch this defense off guard. I mean, you look at body language right now. Some of them don't look like they're in the best mood out there. Their hands are on their hips. They're standing up straight. Now's the time to, you know, go for the kill shot, essentially.
We'll see if that's what the Bears look to do. Meredith, of course, at the top of your screen, and yet again in one-on-one coverage. Young thinking about airing it out. Looks deep, and it's broken up. Dangerous pass over the middle of the field, and a nice job breaking it up that time by Cumpin, the back, who goes 2 ways.
Yeah, Dieter's the intended receiver, just throwing a bit behind him. If he leads him by 2 feet, that might be a reception for a first down.
Second down and 10 for the Bears.
But no harm, no foul. You live to play another down.
2nd and 10. At the Beetdiggers 48. Young spearheading what's been a phenomenal offensive attack so far tonight. Fonua follows his blockers, look to bounce to the outside through the stiff arm, and both players end up getting tangled up. Thought maybe there would be a face mask, but no call. Will make it 3rd and long.
You know, I'd much rather have a 3rd and 5 than a 3rd and 10. So a good play call, you know, that opens up the playbook a lot for Rigby Young. You might see a quarterback keeper here. maybe a delayed quarterback draw, something like that. He can use his wheels, which he hasn't used as often this game. We've seen him be a lot more patient in the pocket tonight.
Under 4 minutes to go already in this third quarter. Summit Academy ate up a lot of time on the ground. This is just the third drive of the third quarter. Might have been an early jump, no whistle. Young looks deep, wants it all, takes the shot, and Beetdiggers turns into a DB as he knocks it away.
Yeah, there could have been a flag thrown, actually. Beetdiggers was tripped early on by one of the defensive backs. Maybe he thought because of the scoreboard being 38-0, I'm not going to throw this flag. So I would assume the Summit Academy coaches probably had a bone to pick there. However, I like the no call. You know, 4th and 5, I think you got to keep the offense on the field. Your defense has been stellar.
Absolutely has been, and that's what they're going to do here. Do currently see Landon Tibbetts warming up his arm. Could see a quarterback change. They made it late in the game last week against Canyon View, so maybe that's what they'll decide to do here. Young, 4th and 5, to his right, takes off, using the legs, and he slid short of the first down yardage needed. He would have had the first, but he slid and gave himself up early.
You know, I like the fact that he's trying to protect himself. You don't want to take a big hit there. There's 3 or 4 Beetdiggers barreling down on him. Unfortunately, it's a yard short. So that's going to be a turnover on downs. But still, you know, able to sustain drives for this Bears offense, which wasn't happening in the second half of last week.
2:53 to go here in our third quarter. It is 38-0. Jordan's offense stalled at midfield, but the Bears offense will do the same. So an opportunity here for this offense to do a little bit better, this time led by Landon Tibbetts, who was 3 for 3 for 53 yards in his little bit of action he received in game 1. You're going to let him air it out early. Long throw, broken up. Well covered on the outside there by Ryder Rudd.
Yeah, Rudd there step for step. Had that ball been on frame, that's most likely going to be an interception going the other way. Surprising to let a quarterback that comes in throw such a long out route right to start. I would expect Tibbetts, being, you know, as athletic as he is, to run the football a little bit more.
Just over 2 minutes to go here, and Tibbetts is going to keep it to the outside. Tibbetts showing off the wheels. He's across the 40. Tibbetts streaking down the sideline, breaks a tackle, and finally pushed out inside the 20. The biggest gainer of the day for the Beetdiggers as the student section comes to life.
Yeah, we haven't heard a lot from that student section so far tonight, but you know, just as I mentioned, you have an athletic quarterback like that behind the line. They do that design quarterback replay, reads the defensive end perfectly, and you know, again, bursts out of a cannon. That kid has some wheels on him.
Minute 20 to go in quarter number 3. He's actually pushed out to 25. His momentum carried him a little extra way there. Tibbetts turned on the Jets, looking to do something with his arm here, and the timing was off the intended target, Isaac Robles on the outside.
Yeah, you expect to see that with a backup quarterback coming in. Timing's probably off. He doesn't get as many snaps during the week.
For Robles,
and you tend to get a little bit happy with the football, so you want to release that as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, his receiver's not ready. Incomplete pass will bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Beetdiggers.
.37 seconds left in this half. Tibbetts hands off that time. Kumpin gains maybe 2 or 3. Or Scalgar, excuse me. They do not have to run a play here. We'll see if Jordan decides to do so. They've not scored a touchdown on the season, so may just want to take their time and make sure they can do whatever they can to actually get it in here. Third and 11, they might snap it, they will. Tibbetts rolls to his right, slings it, and was it hauled in? A reception, secure. Nice grab. First time we've called his name in a long time there by
Brody Sargent. Yeah, Sargent on the reception there. Good job on the out route. A nice job by Tibbetts sticking with that rollout. He was pressured fairly quickly, but again, has the wheels to create space and allow himself time to look downfield. Gets the reception, gets the first down, and we're going to have some time here in the fourth period as it's 38-0.
Jordan looking to put it in the end zone for the first time in 2026. When we come back, 38-0, Summit Academy leads largely.
It's in the thrill of starting strong, making gains. It's the real connections in between. It's in the satisfaction of being on the move. That brilliant feeling of getting somewhere.
Fourth quarter action here on KSL Sports Rewind coming your way. It's been all Summit Academy so far. They lead 38-0 as the Jordan offense retakes the field, looking for some positive momentum coming up here. 1st and 10, the first drive tonight, led by Landon Tibbetts. Had the big run on the ground, largest gain Jordan's had today, and not going to be an illegal formation, or excuse me, illegal motion or false start, either one here, as we'll see what happens.
Hey, you know what? I'd just like to take the time to, again, thank one of our sponsors, Waddup's Insurance Agency. While we love spending time supporting our high school teams, Waddup's Insurance Agency is the team that will support and help protect you, whether that's your business, home, rental properties, cars, or recreational vehicles. Waddup's Insurance Agency is the local insurance pro you can count on. Call or text us at 801-683-3663 to elevate your insurance program. Again, that's Waddup's Insurance Agency.
The handoff, this one going to Kais, who could not get much there.
Kais, the ball carrier.
Yeah, Kais has been kind of quiet after the first period. So
maybe a short loss on the play.
We'll see if they can get him involved a little bit more. I'd like to see them roll Tippets out again, give him the opportunity to maybe run into the end zone or find a guy. But a lot of options now for this Beetdigger offense, whether that's running the football with the quarterback or trying to pass downfield.
Student section with a little bit of smoke, trying to start something here for Jordan on 2nd and 6. Tibbetts on the give, nowhere to go. A bevy of Bears in the backfield as it's a big stop. Sio, or excuse me, one of them leading the charge there is Fa'atoa.
Yeah, Fa'atoa actually came away with the football. I don't know if you noticed that there at the tail end of the play. Not sure if he fumbled it or just ripped it away, but that defensive line, as you mentioned, has been ferocious throughout the entire, well, really the entirety of this ball game. It's been insanely impressive, and they're coached by one of the guys that won a championship for LSU, so it makes sense.
Yes, Paul Soliai and so many others, just on the staff in general, not even just the LSU champions. You mentioned just such a talented and accomplished Summit Academy staff, passing on their success to the next generation. 3rd and long, the pass, Kais couldn't hold it in. It's going to set up 4th and 10 coming up, and Summit Academy's defense is just not letting anything pass.
Yeah, One Fanua came up and made the play on that ball from his linebacker position. We haven't mentioned his name a lot, really as much as we did last week, but he is a great linebacker, able to recognize plays extremely quick, read the quarterback's eyes, and you saw him right there make a play defensively.
.9:35 to go here in quarter number 4. Tibbetts, pressure's coming, heaves to the end zone, and it's broken up. The Summit Academy defense stands strong yet again, and the Bears force yet another Beetdiggers turnover on downs.
Yeah, and another one inside the red zone as well. So, again, bend but not break. Paul Soliai's defense has done a fantastic job. The secondary there, I believe that was Bodie Pay on the deflection, nearly deflected that to himself in the end zone.
First and 10.
But I mean, they're going to go to work from nearly about the same spot that they would have had that pick happened in the end zone. And I look for this offense to continue to do more of the same, probably run it as we're within 10 minutes left here in the fourth period.
Yeah, it feels like a run is what we're going to be heading towards coming up here. What a day it's been for the Summit Academy offense. They're going to throw it actually to the outside, and it's the tight end breaking tackles. Hanneman already got in once. He crosses the 50. Hanneman going to cut it back inside and finally wrestled down. How about Hanneman flipping the field for Summit Academy?
Hey, I love the play call. You bring him in motion. When there's no man-to-man defense there in a zone, he's going to get lost, right? So they bring him, shoot him across to this side, fake that handoff up the middle. Defense was expecting run as well. Zing that thing out to the outside, and Hanneman essentially breaks free nearly for a touchdown. Nice job with the touchdown saving tackle over here on the near side.
Well, we all love spending time supporting our high school teams. Wadup's Insurance Agency is the team that will support and help protect you, whether it's your business and home too. More on Wadup's in a moment. Fonua only gains about 2. Wadup's has your back, whether it's your business, home, rental properties, cars, or recreational vehicles. Wadup's Insurance Agency is the local insurance pro you can count on. Call or text us at 801-683-3663 to elevate your insurance program with Wadup's Insurance Agency today. Under 8 to play. Bears taking their time. Young thinking about hoisting it. Looks downfield and throws it away. Another good decision from the young quarterback with nothing open downfield.
Yeah, I'm loving the progression, how much he's learned through 2 weeks. And as a sophomore, I can only imagine what his game's going to look like in a couple of years as a senior. I mean, he's probably going to be extremely highly sought after at the next level. I mean, he's looking like a D1 quarterback in the near future.
.650 to go, 38-0 Summit Academy. Jordan yet to score a touchdown on the season. They've been so close time and time again, just hasn't gone their way. Young to the outside, who else but Meredith, and he cuts it back in. Meredith with a nice gain on 3rd and long, keeps the chains a-moving.
Gosh, it's so impressive how smart Meredith is. He, again, on that comeback route, knew exactly where he was, knew he wasn't at the chains, couldn't escape out of bounds, able to cut back inside, get enough for the first down, move the chains, and again, extended drives, finishing drives. That's the one thing Coach Young stressed to us drastically before the start of this football game.
The give inside, what a big hole, it's gaping, and Summit Academy is on the doorstep of another touchdown, courtesy of Deegan Roper.
You know, and with how efficient this drive has been, I want to thank our sponsor, Tab Bank. You know, Tab Bank, home of the Tab Spend Rewards checking account with a 2.75 annual percentage yield on your account balance and a 1% cash back on eligible purchases. Tap responsibly. Visit tabbank.com.
Penalty flags fly.
Flags fly as the Beetdiggers are going to stand tall defensively for a moment thanks to a false start on Summit Academy. Looks like we're heading for a 40-burger from Summit Academy coming up here.
Still 1st and goal.
And we'll see if they attempt that. If they do punch it in, PAT 2-point conversion, that would be interesting to see. We're right on the cusp of our mercy. We talked about it. It has to be over 44 points. Beetdiggers trying not to see this game come to an early close, although only less than 5.5 to go as Summit Academy has just chewed up clock. High snap. Young looks to the end zone, and it's hauled in. A great grab at the top of your screen is hauled in by Meredith. His 5th touchdown of the season. Beckham Meredith is a bad man.
Well, think about that route as well. He was able to get that defender to go to that back pylon. Great throw from Rigby Young to the back shoulder. Throws him open essentially. 6 more points for the Bears, and you're right on it. That mercy rule, 44-0. If this goes through the uprights, that's the end of this ball game. That's all she wrote.
So one thing that hasn't gone their way tonight is the PAT game. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Summit Academy looking to say sayonara to Jordan. This one's up, and it is good. Summit Academy claims victory 45-0 over Jordan. Bears beat Beetdiggers.
Thank you, Dwight. I appreciate that. Hey, what a ball game from this Summit Academy Bears team. I mean, after last week's woes, especially in that fourth period, being up 21-3, anything could have happened this week. You could have overlooked Jordan, the same thing could have happened. Yet this Bears team came in here and took care of business with 5 minutes and 7 seconds left in the game. A 45-0 victory. And you can thank Rigby Young, Becca Meredith, and Mr. Dieters for all of the passing yards. And really just all the talent and skill that they have on offense is absolutely incredible. What a fun game to watch.
What a fun game. What a fun performance it was to watch from Summit Academy. Becca Meredith, Rigby Young, everyone on the Summit Academy defense. An outstanding performance here tonight by Summit Academy as they're going to come away the victors. And I believe we got a helmet sticker to hand out after this type of a performance. A lot of worthy candidates we could go with here. Is it Becca Meredith, Tucker Bass?
It's Becca Meredith. It's Rigby Young. It's offensive coordinator Francis Bernard. I mean, it's a bunch of different people that deserve helmet stickers if you're the Summit Academy Bears. But honestly, with the distribution that we saw tonight from the quarterback position, with how much he grew, where he was throwing the ball out of bounds when necessary, he wasn't using his feet every single play, I'm going to have to give my helmet sticker to Mr. Sophomore Rigby Young.
Great performance from Rigby Young as they're able to get it done. Rigby Young with his first Summit Academy win for his father, Coach Young, a moment they won't forget here at Jordan High School. As you said, Rigby Young, what a performance. And Becca Meredith as well, another guy very worthy of a helmet sticker. What a show, what a performance. Summit Academy